Hello, everyone, and Happy New Year. Welcome to Too Stupid to Live, a podcast that reviews romance novels $5 and under. I'm your host, Becky Feldman, with a special January episode of the pod. I usually take January off, but look, this isn't a regular TSTL episode that is happening in your ears right now. Regular TSTL will be back in February. I have some great guests lined up, so be on the lookout for that. But this TSTL episode is a sneak preview of a super special secret project I've been working on. Well, it was really not that secret, and I guess it's special. I don't know. What I'm trying to say is TSTL is finally on Substack, just like all of your favorite writers and authors and content creators. What they're all doing these days. Anyone who's cool is on Substack, I think. I don't know. But anyway, I just want you to say congratulations to me because I'm getting with the program. So I would love it if you could follow me and subscribe to TSTL on Substack. Just head to tstlpodcast.substack.com. For a free subscription, you'll have access to behind-the-scenes content, including blogs, book recommendations, and so much more. But here's the thing. The TSTL Substack isn't just to share podcast stuff. Right now, you're about to enter. I have an announcement within the announcement. That's what I'm trying to say. There is an announcement within the announcement. So ever since I started Too Stupid to Live, so many people have been like, Becky, you should write your own romance novel. Why don't you write your own romance novel? And I'm always like, I don't know. I have written erotica under the pen name Riva Fox, and I get -7 cents a year for it. So I've been really successful in that venture. I've written dialogue for an interactive romance game that was pretty much me just pounding on the keyboard because the dialogues in those things are mostly just sex moans. But last year, I did come up with an idea for an alien abduction story. It was actually based on this comment I made on this show in an episode with Kate Spencer. We were talking about Ice Planet Barbarians and how if I was someone who was among the women who were abducted, I would be the wet blanket. I would be the one that everyone complains about. And I thought, maybe there's an idea there. So last year, I started brainstorming and I mapped out this world and this character backstory, but I forgot about the romance part. So I ended up not writing a romance novel at all. The romance novel that I tried to write, it never happened. But I did turn the idea into a fictional podcast series for romance and non-romance readers. It is a sci-fi comedy series called Claimed by TBD. So here is the logline. A romance podcaster whose ultimate fantasy is to be abducted by sexy aliens does encounter sexy aliens. But getting stranded on an uninhabited planet turns her fantasy scenario into an absolute nightmare. With only her podcasting gear and zero survival skills, she documents her miserable experience, even though no one will ever hear it. So yes, this is a series about a romance podcaster who gets abducted by aliens with all of her podcast equipment and decides to just keep on podcasting. I want to say it's based on a true story. And you know what? Maybe it will be one day soon. So I'm recording and editing episodes right now. The whole series is really stupid and disgusting, and it will be available exclusively on TSTL's Substack with a paid subscription of $5 a month. You'll have access to a new episode each month as well as bonus content. So if you sign up for a paid subscription, your contributions will help me continue to record and release episodes of Too Stupid to Live, as well as episodes of Claimed by TBD. So I know that there are so many different creators out there who are putting out amazing paid subscriber-only content on Substack and Patreon, and I know things are so tough for people right now. I actually wanted to release this episode last week, But in light of the tragedy that is happening where I live in Los Angeles, it just didn't seem right. So I guess this is all to say if you're feeling hesitant about getting a paid subscription, there is a free trial as well as monthly discounts and group discounts on the TSTL Substack. And if you need your subscription comped for a period of time for any reason at any time, you can always contact me on the platform or on social media or at tstlpod@gmail.com. And I would love to work something out. So, right now, I am very excited to share with you the prologue episode of Claimed by TBD. I am so nervous. I'm like shitting my pants a little bit, but that's okay. Please enjoy. I am so excited to hear what you think. Claimed by TBD, a fictional sci fi comedy podcast. Prologue, all about alien romance. Ahoy, passengers! You're aboard the Love Trope, a romance podcast that promises smutty reads for everyone. I'm your host, Sharon Manovich, Sharon Knowledge, about romance novels so you can set a course for your next reading adventure. And today, the Love Trope isn't just gently cruising to a location in the world of Romancelandia. Nay, we are abducting you. Welcome, everyone, to my current romance novel subgenre hyperfixation, alien abduction romance. Now, I love all romance novel subgenres and tropes, and every couple of months or even weeks, I get obsessed with a specific subgenre or trope in romance that I just endlessly read and endlessly think about. It's just who I am. And for the last 9 months, I've been in my alien abduction era. Now, I know you may be wondering, what is so romantic about being abducted by an alien? That sounds more like science fiction than a fantastical romance novel. But here are some key things you need to know. Number 1. Alien abduction romances are essentially a hero's journey, a narrative we have all known and loved since Aristotle told us what a story was. They typically involve a young, directionless human being taken from Earth against their will. But against all odds, this person meets their non-human soulmate only to realize they are exactly where they need to be. They come to the conclusion that the real imprisonment was the joyless and meaningless existence they had on this planet, Earth. Number 2, the characters thrive on the erotic thrill of giving over their autonomy to something totally and utterly non-human. It's all consensual. It's fun. It's fantasy. And being abducted by an alien is a fantasy many people have. Like when I'm feeling bad because, whatever, every decision I ever made in my life was the wrong choice, I just picture me all helpless and innocent, getting out of the shower, only to be swept into the arms or tentacles of an alien monster and just taken to his home planet. And at first, he scares me. But then I realize he's my soulmate because he is the only one in my life who never tells me to calm down. Another thing you should know about alien romance. Yes, the sex is weird, but it is infinitely better than human on human sex. Look, if you feel uncomfortable thinking about what it would be like to fuck something with 2 dicks or weird tentacles, don't worry. A romance author has done all of the imagining for you. Alien romance allows for that type of fantasizing. And even better, aliens are an upgrade from the boring, normal-dicked human beings we all thought we had to settle for on Earth. There is a reason why monster dildos and alien dildos are so popular at sex stores. Everyone knows that's what you secretly want, and that's okay, because everyone else secretly wants an alien dick too. Overall,
Alien abduction romance is about self-acceptance, embracing one's inner strength through necessary adaptation, and how honesty and vulnerability are key components in building diplomatic relations between societies. It is why I believe alien abduction romance is the most important category of the printed word. But you know who doesn't believe that? The book club that recently kicked me out. Now, you may be wondering, how can Sharon Manovich, first time book podcaster, possibly be kicked out of a book club? I mean, it's hard to get people to stay in a book club, let alone join a book club. But no, everyone, I am one of the few individuals where a book club came to me and was like, welcome. But then they were like, nah, no thanks. So the other week, I'm scrolling through Instagram and I see a group photo of everyone from this book club. And they're all posing with a copy of Naomi Watts' menopause book. And I was just like, what the fuck? So I contact one of them, Juniper, who, if you're listening, hi, Juniper. Bet you didn't expect this. But yes, I am spilling all the tea on you to my 20 listeners, 19 of whom are probably just Russian bots. But you know what? Who cares? I hope they get your data and scam you just like the way your supposed bookish community scammed me and my heart. Anyway, I contact Juniper and I was like, hey, no big deal. Did you lose my number? Did you lose my email? You know, I'm still interested in being a part of this book club. Have you been meeting without me? And do you know what she says? She was like, Sharon, we're a feminist book club. And I was like, I know. And then she was like, we read feminist books. And I was like, yeah. And then she was like, and you won't stop comparing them to alien romance novels. And I was like, okay, so you're kicking me out for making astute observations? And then she was like, no, alien romance novels aren't feminist. And I'm just stunned because, of course, alien romances are feminist. And I will gladly argue that for every famous feminist manifesto, there is an alien abduction romance novel that basically argues the same thing. The only difference is that alien abduction romance has more sex and weirder genitals. Case in point, A Vindication of the Rights of Women, published in 1972. In Chapter 2, Mary Wollstonecraft states, I love man as my fellow, but his scepter, real or usurped, extends not to me, unless the reason of an individual demands my homage, and even then, the submission is to reason and not to man. So this argument that gender shouldn't be considered as we work together toward progress is basically stated in the book Stolen by Starlight by Sarah Ivy Hill. King Lothan, one of the warrior kings of Alioth, implies to Ada, who's been abducted from Earth, that fate, it isn't about finding a physical and emotional connection with your true love. Fate is the understanding you come to with your true love when you work together. And that is a beautiful thing for Lothan to say, and only made more beautiful when he then fingers Ada with his weird claws in his magical alien healing pool inside of his space castle. Oh, are you interested in the 21st century version of The Second Sex? Everything that book is about is the basic foundation of the Ice Home series by Ruby Dixon. Devi's Distraction is all about rejecting the same social constructs that Simone de Beauvoir says society must reject in order to achieve true liberation. And I could go on, you know. I could. But, you know, why? Why should I be talking? Because no one listens to me. And why would they? I am a middle-aged woman with no family, no job, no book club. I check all of the boxes of being completely unnecessary to all living and non-living things. And if you're like, oh, that's not true, chances are you're under 37 years old and you're just blinding yourself to the truth, which is you only matter if you're physically attractive or exceptional at something. And I mean this across all genders. No matter how you identify, you must serve some purpose to someone else, whether it's visually or mentally or emotionally or intellectually. And maybe that is why I wish I could be abducted to an alien planet. It has a completely different society. Because in the societies on Earth, you can't just be. You have to be something to someone else. You have to be someone's parent or spouse or someone's psychotically loyal personal assistant. You can't just exist for no reason. But wouldn't it be great if we could? Anyway, where was I? I get off topic a lot. That's maybe something you should know about me. I'm always off topic. Yes, oh, right, yes. Feminism, alien abduction, romance. Okay. The Feminine Mystique, the seminal book that brought about the second wave of feminism. I guarantee the second wave would have still happened in 1963 if we saw the publication of Impregnated by My Tentacle Prince by... What was... It's... No, you... Hello? Testing? Holy shit. Claimed by TBD is a presentation of Too Stupid to Live, a podcast that reviews romance novels $5 and under. This episode is written and performed by Becky Feldman, music by Victor Natas and Codebox. Claimed by TBD is a work of fiction. Any similarities to actual persons living or dead is purely coincidental and would be pretty incredible. Thank you for listening and subscribing. Bye! So if you're intrigued by what you hear and want to know what happens in Chapter 1, please head to tstlpodcast.substack.com. Thank you so much for listening, and I will see you back in February for new episodes of Too Stupid to Live. Bye!